The SWOT analysis is generally carried out in the first phase of the project, so that the elements of analysis can form the basis of the project plan and can be used later in the project if it has difficulties in terms of planning or the budget allocated, and return to the waterline if needed. The SWOT analysis will take into account the fact that strengths and weaknesses are static concepts. Based on the descriptive parameters of an area over a period of time, they represent what exists. Opportunities and threats look at the future and relate to the choices people make in the planning process. They represent what will be. Examples of questions to be answered by a company's management when conducting the SWOT analysis. Strong points. What are we best at? What specific skills does the workforce have at our disposal? Why do we have the advantages to attract quality staff? What experience does the project team have in similar projects? What unique resources do we have? What financial resources do we have? What technology do we use? What is the degree of optimization of internal processes? Weak points. Where are we the weakest? What kind of training do our employees lack? What is the level of attachment of our employees? What is our financial position? Is there a solid cost estimate available? Has the company allocated sufficient budget to cover certain unforeseen expenses? Do some parts of the project need to be outsourced? What are we doing wrong? What should be improved? What should be avoided in order not to repeat the mistakes of the past? What are the drawbacks of the project? Opportunities. What external environment changes that we can exploit? What new technology can we access? Which markets can we open? How has the behavior of potential customers changed? What are the major strategic directions of the business? Consolidation or diversification? Specialization or generalization? What are the weaknesses of competitors if they exist? Where can one identify or how can it be created to have a competitive advantage? Threats. Is there already a tight competition on the market? What could competition do to our detriment? What new legislation could hit our interests? What changes in social norms, population profiles? Following the SWOT analysis, regardless of the actions identified, the decision-making process includes the following priority elements: building on strengths, eliminate the weaknesses, exploit opportunities, and remove threats. The SWOT analysis also has its limitations, as organizations may see some circumstances as very simple and may overlook some fundamental strategic contexts that might arise. Moreover, categorizing issues as strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats could be very subjective, as there is a high degree of uncertainty in the market. SWOT analysis is perhaps the primary tool used in marketing. Internal audit aims at operational marketing variables, analyzing the situation in the company. Ensuring customer satisfaction by communicating with consumers or customers. Opening communication with customers will generate a cooperative relationship between securing and meeting their needs. Minimal effort from customers. A positive attitude always makes the client happy, so you have to make sure your employees are ready so they can easily solve any problem. The client should never feel the need to speak to a supervisor. Prompt service. We live in a century of speed, where time is limited. The customer expects a prompt service, so when he asks for something, he should never make a second phone call. Emphasize quality and internal deadlines for performing tasks in a timely and effective manner. Make sure these standards are well understood by employees and promoted to customers. There is only one boss, and this is the client. Keeping the client is a must. A typical dissatisfied client will tell you about his experience, while a satisfied one will not tell you the negative aspects. So be prepared to respond positively to complaints and resolve the daily uncertainty. Proper treatment of customers. When applied to business, the Pareto principle 80-20 says that very often a small part of your customer base of 20% generates 80% of the sales and profits. Knowing in which group the customer falls will allow a clear distinction between who needs what. Make sure you focus on the remaining 80% of your customers and surprise them by giving them extra benefits and services. Correctly informing customers. When the customer made a purchase, let him know about the entire service package. Inform the client from the beginning about what services you can offer after the purchase. Effective solutions to problems. Making sure you provide your customers with positive solutions instead of bottlenecks and do not create more problems. Customers do not like to hear what you cannot do or why you cannot meet their needs. Encourage complaints. Research shows that 95% of unhappy customers will not complain officially, but that also means they will stop doing business with your business. Again, a regular email or feedbacks form asking for customer feedback will give them a chance to complain, in which case you can email them a resolution of the complaint. Opinion polls. One way to learn customer preferences is to conduct surveys. It also helps you discover the problems and fix them.